everybody, and welcome to the first of our series of the Best of the Planet D.
We've been to over 115 countries, and what we realize is that we haven't really shared the best things that we've loved about every different one with you.
So we had a talk and we thought that I think it's time to start rounding up all of the best things to do. And our first of our series is beach holidays. Yeah, baby. We've rounded up the coolest beaches that we've been to on the planet.
On this one, we're going to cover all these different and unique beaches that we've been to, but make sure to stay tuned each week where we'll put out a new video of our best of series.
And make sure you subscribe to our channel so that you get notifications, so ring that bell and you'll get our next best of next week. So let's get started.
Let's do it. Fraser Island, here we come.
Heading down under to Australia is one of our favorite places, Fraser Island. Now this beach is awesome because it is 75 miles long. You can drive on it, and it is the coolest drive because you gotta go through high tide and low tide and watch for the tides to make sure you don't get stuck out there. A lot of people do. It's really cool. You get the 4x4 and you go out there and you explore the whole 75 miles.
It is actually the largest sand island in the world.
You got to make sure you make it all the way out to Champagne Rocks so that you can sit in the pools as the waves crash overhead.
Boulders Beach is another one that you have to visit, and it's quite unique because of its penguins. Yes, there is a colony of African penguins near Simonstown in South Africa. And they're also known as jackass penguins, so that's fun to say, right?
Yeah, and the reason they're called jackass penguins is because they bray like a donkey, so they're not just a bunch of jackasses.
No, definitely not. So make sure you head down there. January is the best season to see them, the young ones molting, and they're also quite active then. And you can go down, there's a boardwalk right there, get quite close to the penguins, obviously not too close, but it's a great scene to see while you're down there in South Africa. Now on a list like this, you cannot leave out Fiji. Now Fiji is made up of a whole ton of different islands. Most of them have like a different resort on each island, so there's a ton to choose from. We've been there a couple of times and stayed on some completely different islands, but all the beaches there are definitely some of the best I've ever stayed on. The sand is like walking on carpet. It is so smooth and soft and white, and the beauty about these beaches is they're all quite exclusive, so you have all that space somewhat to yourself.
And hot tip before you go to Fiji, learn the term Bula Vanaka.
That's it! Yes. Bula
Vanaka!
A very cool destination that we recently visited was Bermuda, and it is full of these amazing beaches, and one of our favorites was Pink Sand Beach. Now, Pink Sand Beach is actually Horseshoe Bay Beach, and it's the most popular beach on Bermuda. We rented a little motor scooter to get around the island and check out all of the beaches, and it is beautiful. It has some rock formations on either end of it, but what's really neat is the sand is pink, and that's because of a mixture of crushed coral, because the seas are high and rough there, my friends, and calcium carbonate that is mixed into the sand, creating a little pink hue that when you look out in the right light. Now, everybody knows that the beaches of Thailand are amazing. That's what attracted people there in the first place. And what makes Thai beaches so special are the karst formations that surround the islands. You go out on a beach and then there's these amazing limestone cliffs that are just jutting out of the Andaman Sea. And one of our favorites are on Railay.
Yes, and Koh Phangan as well, which is just on the other side of Railay on the beach, where you walk through the jungle to get there and you come across and there's this great cavern there. And the beach is like, really, I remember walking out there and my jaw just dropped.
Now it's really crowded today with people doing day tours, but if you stay right out there on Railay, you can actually go out in the morning at sunrise or at sunset, and you'll have it all to yourself and you won't regret it.
One of the most interesting beaches that we've ever been to is definitely the Moeraki Boulders beach on the South Island of New Zealand. And what makes this really interesting is the beach is littered with these cemented mudstone like domes, you know, around. They look like marbles that have been cracked open.
Massive marbles.
Yeah, they're huge. They're up to, some of them up to like 2 meters tall. They're absolutely massive. And they litter the beach. They've been exposed because of erosion. And they think they're about 65 million years old, which is pretty cool. You get to see a lot of history on this beautiful beach, and it's something I guarantee you'll never see anything like this anywhere else in the world.
New Zealand is filled with amazing beaches, and I love that how so many of them are totally uninhabited and you have them all to yourself. Another really unique one they have is Hot Water Beach on the North Island. The North Island is the volcanic island, and you can go at the right time of day and make yourself your own little hot tub out there on the island and just hang out in the hot water that is bubbling from the volcanic activity underneath.
Now, we've been talking a lot about traditional beaches, but when you think about beaches, you don't really think about Iceland. But they have some pretty incredible ones there too, and one of them is located quite near to Jokulsarlon Glacier Lagoon, which is actually part of the runoff of Europe's largest glacier. And what happens is these small pieces, actually not small, actually quite huge icebergs, break off and float down and come around, and just around the corner from where the lagoon is a black beach where you can go over, and these icebergs beach themselves on the beach there. So not only are you on this beautiful black sand beach, but you have these gorgeous icebergs and it faces west, so the sunset is absolutely incredible. Definitely a unique experience when you're talking about beaches.
Well, if we're going to talk about beaches in Iceland, let's talk about another beach in Antarctica. A really cool beach down there. Yes, they do have beaches. It may be frozen most of the time, but they have beaches down there. Is on Deception Island. There's another volcanic beach there, and just like the beach in New Zealand, it has volcanic sand bubbling up underneath it, so you can actually feel some heat underneath. Deception Island is really ominous. It's a place where that was an old whaling station at one time, and it's a lot of places where people do the polar plunge normally when they go down there. We weren't lucky enough to do it in the warm island when we did it. We did the polar plunge
off the back of the ship.
Yeah, on the back of the ship in another bay, but that's another story.
And speaking of colorful beaches, we don't want to forget Pfeiffer Beach in California in Big Sur. And there's a really cool phenomenon that happens there where there's these calcium deposits that actually turns the sand purple. Now, the whole beach isn't purple, but all strands of it make it look like, you know, like a marble, like it's all colored with this marble color. It's pretty amazing. And there's also a great arch out there. So you go out there and it's this beautiful arch that's a great place for sunset. And it's a little bit remote in that it's a bit far off the road, so there's not a ton of people there. But you get to sort of have the place pretty much all to yourself and enjoy the beautiful beach and the beautiful sunset, as well as this unique color of the sand.
A lot of people think about the Greek islands when they think of beaches, but there are some great beaches on the mainland of Greece as well. And one of our favorites and most astounding beaches is in Costa Navarina.
Yeah, it's called Vyde Kea Beach, or Vyde Kea, I'm not quite sure how to say it, but what makes it so cool is that it's shaped in the Greek letter of omega.
It's pretty amazing to walk out to this big horseshoe of just an incredible beach I didn't even know existed. What's really cool is that it is located in Peloponnese in the region of Messenia, so you have not only a lot of Greek culture and a lot of Greek history and ruins, but you've got these incredible beaches that just line the coast.
Now, Africa has some pretty amazing beaches as well, and one that I absolutely loved was on the island of Zanzibar. And we went there. It's a perfect relaxation after we climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, get away to the beach. It's only 23 miles off the mainland, so you can take a boat there or you can fly there. But the beaches there are this fine, white, powdery sand. And it's just incredible to walk along there and have it sink into your toes. And it's a perfect relaxation after doing something like climbing the mountain.
It's one of the most beautiful beaches I've ever seen, and I love that the locals are out there fishing. And when the tide goes out, the fishing boats go down, and you see
all the seaweed, green seaweed.
The green seaweed on the. It's just. I highly suggest going and climbing Mount Kilimanjaro and then flying to Zanzibar.
And one tip, if you do go to Zanzibar, make sure you learn the term pole pole, which means slowly, slowly, because that's how you'll be living on the whole island of Zanzibar. Nice and relaxed.
One of our most romantic getaways was in the Maldives, and the beaches of the Maldives are stunning. We stayed on a couple of different private resorts that were on private islands in the Maldives, and it's amazing. There are 26 different atolls in the Maldives, but there are 1,000 coral islands. It's incredible. It's white sandy beaches. I have never seen such crystal clear water, and it is oh so hot and warm, and I highly suggest staying in an over-the-water bungalow. Now that is pure heaven. I feel that we have neglected South America a little bit, so I think it's time to head over there to the mother of all beaches in Rio de Janeiro. I could not believe that we had the chance to stay in the Copacabana on Copacabana Beach. It was just amazing. I went to Ipanema and I sang the girl from Ipanema as I walked down the street, and I pretended I was her.
Yeah, you can just walk from beach to beach. There's always lots of activities going on, lots of people, but I think what's most unique about these is the setting.
Oh, yeah.
You have Sugarloaf Mountain, basically right over in one side, and the city is just right behind you. It's definitely one of the most uniquely situated beaches I've ever been to. Now, the Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland is another what I would classify as a non-traditional beach, in that the beach itself is basically filled with these basalt columns. Seriously, it looks like someone has placed them there, like someone did some stonework on your front yard. They're so symmetrically placed that you would think that they were made by somebody else or some person, but they were actually made naturally.
These hexagon-shaped pillars that lead up like a mountain, towering over the ocean, and then it just falls right out into the ocean. It is really one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And a hot tip is to make sure you stay at the Causeway Hotel so that you can go there at sunrise and sunset and beat all the tourists. We've done a lot of colorful beaches on this little tour around the best beaches on Earth, and Santorini has a couple. They have a black beach, but they also have a very cool place called Red Beach. Now, this was made by volcanic activity mixed with, minerals to make the beach red, and it's really stunning because there's these huge red sea cliffs that are coming out from the caldera. And it's also a very neat setting because you have to go through the ancient city of Aare to get there. You have to hike there. We suggest renting a car, what we did, to boot around the island and go and visit the beach.
One of the coolest beaches that we've been to is Big Major Key in the Exumas of Bahamas. Now, this is also known as Pig Beach because you can go out there and you can swim with pigs. Now that's pretty weird. Definitely nobody really knows where these pigs came from. They're not native to the island. They think maybe some sailors dropped them off or something like that, but you can head out there with your cocktails, get in the water and swim with these pigs. It's definitely a unique experience. Now, of course, we cannot leave this list without featuring our own country, Canada, right?
Definitely, and one of the coolest places is the world's highest tides on the Bay of Fundy. Now, you can either see this on the Nova Scotia or New Brunswick side. That's 2 provinces in Canada, by the way. And we're going to choose the beach at Hopewell Rocks.
Yeah, this is pretty incredible because when the tides go out, you get a chance to walk down on the ocean floor, and you're surrounded by these beautiful formations that look like flower pots, that look like all different types of shapes and formations. And I think that there is not really any other place in the world that you can walk on the sea floor and walk around and touch and just admire these absolutely beautiful formations that are usually underwater.
And that wraps up the coolest beaches that the Planet D has been to. Now, we're going to be doing a series of these each week, and we have a lot of best ofs to wrap up, so stay tuned for more. And if you haven't, make sure you subscribe to our channel so that you get notifications, so ring that bell and you'll get our next best of next week.
See you then. And now we leave you with our bonus beach, the 12 Apostles in Victoria, Australia. You can get there by driving the Great Ocean Road or do like we did and do the Great Ocean Walk. Is there a unique beach that you know of that we've missed on our list? If so, leave it in the comments.